When we think of North Africa, it's common to picture Egypt, the pyramids, or maybe Morocco with its colorful markets and exotic cities. But what about Algeria? Did you know this country is the largest in Africa and one of the largest in the world, even bigger than Greenland and India? And yet, almost no one talks about it. Why is a nation so vast, with epic deserts, snow-capped mountains, and ancient cities, still so far off the radar? Today, we'll explore the surprising geography of Algeria, a country where the Sahara Desert meets the snowy Atlas Mountains and where Berber culture survives between hidden medinas and forgotten oases. Get ready to completely change the way you see this silent giant of North Africa. Let's begin our geographic journey through Algeria. Hayological Site is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a true open-air prehistoric art gallery. But Algeria is not only desert. In the north, the scenery changes completely. Along the Mediterranean coast, fertile plains and gentle hills dominate the landscape. This is where most of the population lives, in cities like Algiers, Oran, and Annaba. Positioned in North Africa, between the Mediterranean Sea and the Sahara Desert, it acts as a bridge between the Arab world, Sub-Saharan Africa, and even Europe. This coastal strip has always been its gateway to the European world, especially to France, with which Algeria shares an intense and painful colonial past. Rising from these coastal plains is the Atlas mountain range, which cuts across the north of the country into main sections, the Tell Atlas, closer to the coast and covered in vegetation, and the Saharan Atlas, drier and more rugged. As a result, this border of over 1,000 kilometers sees virtually no cross-border movement, a rare situation between neighboring countries. Algeria shares boundaries with no fewer than 7 countries: Tunisia, Libya, Niger, Mali, Mauritania, Western Sahara, and Morocco. This configuration creates a complex web of cultural, commercial, and diplomatic dynamics. These mountains may seem modest on a map, but they hide impressive altitudes. It is not just an Arab country, nor solely African or Mediterranean, it is all three at once. And this complexity is mirrored in the diversity of its territory and the intricate relationships it maintains with its neighbors. Another striking feature is the oases, true ecological miracles in the middle of the desert. Towns like Gardia and Timimun developed around these precious water sources, where palm trees, irrigation channels, and crops create green patches in the vast sand seas. This gives Algeria a strategic role in maintaining security across the Sahel and North Africa, often acting as a regional mediator. The climate here is hyperarid, with temperatures that can exceed 50 degrees Celsius (122 degrees Fahrenheit) in summer and dramatic swings between day and night. In places like in Salah or Tamanrasset, annual rainfall barely reaches 10 millimeters. Some areas have gone decades without a single drop of rain. Algeria is, therefore, a land of extreme contrasts, from sea to desert, from snow-capped peaks to scorching valleys. Its geography is both harsh and mesmerizing, a reflection of the powerful forces that have shaped this vast and little-known land. While this has helped preserve internal stability, it has also hindered integration with its sub-Saharan neighbors. From icy mountain peaks to the blazing Sahara, it's a living lesson in the power of climate extremes. Algeria's location is a key element for understanding its history, culture, and even its geopolitical significance. Its location is both symbolic and practical. Algiers has always been a point of contact between Islam and Europe, between desert and sea. To the north, Algeria boasts a long Mediterranean coastline, stretching over 1,600 kilometers. But it's to the south and east where its borders become truly fascinating. A notable example is the border with Morocco, which has been closed since 1994 due to historic disputes over Western Sahara, a territory claimed by Morocco but whose independence is supported by Algeria. In the deep south, Algeria stretches into remote desert regions near unstable areas like northern Mali and Niger, where armed conflicts and extremist groups are present. Despite its vast size, Algeria has few natural passageways across its southern frontiers. The desert itself serves as a formidable geographic barrier. In the north-central part of the country lies the capital, Algiers, facing the Mediterranean. Algeria's place on the map makes it a true crossroads of civilizations. Algeria is a country of extremes. Its vast territory includes 3 main climate zones, which change dramatically from the coast to the deep desert. These contrasts are what make Algeria's geography so fascinating, and, in many ways, so challenging. In the north, along the Mediterranean coast, the climate is typically Mediterranean, hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. Cities like Algiers and Oran experience average summer temperatures of around 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, with most rainfall occurring during winter. This coastal strip is relatively fertile and supports agriculture, including cereals, olives, citrus fruits, and vineyards. But just a few hundred kilometers inland, everything changes. The Atlas Mountains act as a natural barrier, and the climate becomes semi-arid in the inland valleys and slopes. Here, vegetation becomes sparse, temperatures rise, and rainfall becomes rare and erratic. And then comes the giant, the Sahara Desert. Roughly 85% of Algeria is covered by this vast desert, the largest continuous desert in the world. In 2021, the city of Ouargla, in central Algeria, recorded one of the highest temperatures in African history, a scorching 51.3 degrees Celsius, 124.3 degrees Fahrenheit. These extreme heat events not only challenge human survival, but also affect infrastructure, agriculture, and water resources. Surprisingly, the climate isn't only extreme because of heat. In mountainous regions in both the north and the south, like the Hoggar Massif, snowfall is common in winter. In recent years, viral images showed snow falling in the Sahara, a rare and stunning reminder of Algeria's climate diversity. Adapting to these conditions requires creativity and resilience. Desert peoples, such as the Tuareg, have developed survival techniques ranging from heat-adapted architecture to ancient trade routes that follow seasonal cycles. In this sense, Algeria is a land where nature constantly pushes the limits. Algeria's economy is deeply tied to its territory. As a country with continental dimensions, a largely desert climate, and access to the sea, Algeria must capitalize on its natural resources and strategic location, and that's exactly what it tries to do. The absolute pillar of the Algerian economy is oil and natural gas. Together, these resources account for over 90% of the country's exports and more than 60% of government revenue. Algeria holds some of the largest natural gas reserves in the world, being Africa's top exporter and a major supplier to Europe, particularly to countries like Italy and Spain. This role gained even more importance after the war in Ukraine, as many European nations sought alternatives to Russian gas. The largest reserves are found in the south, in areas like Hassi-R'Mel, where vast infrastructures span the desert with pipelines and gas facilities. It's striking to realize that beneath the dry, seemingly barren Sahara lies an energy treasure trove that fuels entire economies. However, this heavy reliance on hydrocarbons is also a vulnerability. The Algerian economy suffers when global oil prices fall. That's why the government has been trying to diversify its income sources, investing in agriculture, mining, solar energy, and tourism, though progress has been slow and faces structural challenges. In agriculture, productive zones are concentrated in the north, where the climate is more favorable. Algeria grows wheat, barley, potatoes, citrus fruits, dates, olives, and grapes. Despite its potential, the country still imports a large portion of its food, making it vulnerable to global supply shocks. Another crucial natural asset is the sun. With thousands of hours of sunshine per year, Algeria has one of the world's greatest solar potentials. The desert, once seen only as an obstacle, is increasingly being viewed as the perfect stage for mega solar energy projects, capable of powering the country and even supplying energy to foreign markets. Moreover, Algeria's geographic location, between the Mediterranean and the heart of Africa, gives it a strategic position for both maritime trade and trans-Saharan land routes. This places Algeria as a potential hub for integration between Europe, North Africa, and the Sahel. Algeria's geography is both a source of wealth and a challenge. Mastering and diversifying the use of its vast, complex territory is one of the nation's greatest goals and dilemmas in the 21st century. Algeria's culture is deeply shaped by its geography, and the other way around. In such a vast and contrasting territory, distinct ways of life have emerged, adapted to the desert, the mountains, the coast, and the oasis. This very diversity makes Algeria one of the most culturally rich countries in North Africa. The Algerian population is primarily a blend of Berbers, Azai, and Arabs, with historical influences from Romans, Ottomans, and the French. But this isn't a uniform fusion. Each region preserves its own traditions, languages, and ways of life. The Berbers are the indigenous people of North Africa, present for millennia before the Arab arrival. Today, they still form a significant portion of the population, especially in mountainous regions like the Kabyle, the Al-Rais Mountains, and the Hagar Desert. In these areas, the Tamazight language is spoken daily, and ancestral customs are alive. Music, facial tattoos, stone architecture, handmade rugs, and traditional celebrations. In the south, the Tuaregs stand out, a nomadic desert people, also Berber, known for their blue turbans and deep knowledge of the Sahara. Living in places like Tamanrasset, they maintain ancient trade routes and a rich oral culture filled with myths, poetry, and songs passed down through generations. Along the coast and in major cities, the Arab Islamic heritage dominates, introduced from the 7th century onward. This influence appears in architecture, with mosques, inner courtyards, and arabesques in customs, in Rawi music, and in the Arabic language, which is the country's official tongue. The predominant religion is Sunni Islam, and religious holidays like Ramadan are moments of strong social unity. The French colonization, which lasted from 1830 to 1962, also left deep marks. The French language is still widely used in education, media, and business, coexisting with Arabic and Tamazight. On the streets of Algiers, it's common to hear all three languages in the same conversation. This linguistic and cultural multiplicity makes Algeria a country where identity is plural and deeply tied to the land. The mountains preserve ancient traditions, the desert maintains nomadism, and the coast reflects urban modernity. More than a nation with a single face, Algeria is a tapestry of peoples, landscapes, and stories. To understand its culture is to realize how geography shapes not just the land, but the very souls who live upon it. Algeria is a mosaic of urban and natural landscapes that can surprise even the most seasoned travelers. From vibrant coastal cities to hidden desert villages, the country offers a rich and contrasting human geography. Let's start with the capital, Algiers. Located on the Mediterranean shore, Algiers blends the charm of French colonial architecture with the winding alleys of the Kasbah. The old Arab Islamic quarter and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, its white houses and sea-facing terraces contrast with modern avenues and government buildings. Algiers is both historical and contemporary, a true mirror of Algeria's complexity. To the west lies Oran, the country's second-largest city and the birthplace of Rawi music, which mixes Arab, Berber, Spanish, and French influences. Oran has a more relaxed atmosphere, known for its vibrant cultural life, sunny coastline, and importance as a commercial hub. In the south, the scenery changes entirely. The city of Tamanrasset, deep in the Sahara Desert, is one of the most remote inhabited places on Earth. Surrounded by the Hagar Mountains, it's the heart of Tuareg culture and a starting point for desert expeditions. Here, nature reigns, volcanic rock formations, wind-carved valleys, and clear skies that reveal constellations like few other places on the planet. Another hidden gem is the Mzab Valley, located in central Algeria. This region consists of 5 oasis towns founded by the Mozabites, an Islamic Berber group, and is a remarkable example of desert-adapted urban planning. Its buildings follow a geometric layout with mosques, markets, and homes that reflect both the arid climate and communal values. Gardia, the main city in the valley, feels like a setting from an ancient tale. Algeria also holds impressive natural regions, such as the Tassili Najjar National Park, with surreal rock formations and millennia-old cave art. And the Al-Rais Mountains, home to isolated Berber villages, hidden waterfalls, and enduring traditions. Each region in Algeria tells a different story. From refined urban planning to ancient architecture, from cosmopolitan coastal cities to Saharan sanctuaries, Algeria is a land that astonishes at every turn, a living map of contrasts and wonders. Algeria is a country that defies labels. It is African, Arab, Berber, and Mediterranean, all at once. It holds silent deserts filled with ancient stories, cities blending Europe and Islam, and mountains where traditions endure against time and wind. Despite its continental scale and geographic richness, Algeria remains off the global radar. Perhaps that's exactly what makes it even more fascinating, a quiet giant, where landforms, climate, and culture form a mosaic as complex as it is beautiful. If you thought Algeria was just desert, you now know it's far from that. Behind the sands of the Sahara lies a nation of contrasts, connections, and historical depth. Want to keep exploring the surprising sides of world geography? Check out our full playlist of geographic curiosities. There's a whole world waiting for you.